Hi everyone, it is me Sammy. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hope you're all having an amazing day whatever it is you're doing. As you can see behind me, Asda has just dropped off my weekly food shop, which means it's time for a weekly food shop haul. We're going to run through how much I spent, what I picked up and what meals I'm planning to make this week. So if you do enjoy the video guys, please don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Also consider subscribing down below if you haven't already. It really means a lot to me. And without further ado, let's dive into it. So just in case you're new here to my channel or to my weekly food shop hauls, my budget is normally up to £100 to spend every week for me and my 3 kids, everything that's non-food items that we need in the house, as well as all of our groceries. So the budget is up to £100 every week, but I'm actually starting a summer fun fund where I'm trying to save as much money wherever I can to sort of put towards fun during the summer holidays, and I'm starting that now before it gets to sort of mid-July when they break up from school. So this week I wanted to save £20 on my food shop so I can put £20 in our summer fun fund, which meant my budget was £80 to spend. So let's see how I got on and see how much I actually spent. So my shopping total this week was £83.94. With multi-buy savings I saved £4.84, meaning my total spent this week was £79.10. Which means I have £20.90 spare to pop into my summer fun fund. So we're getting that little bit closer to some days out and some exciting things in the summer without it costing me anything extra. But yeah, that's how much I spent guys. And let's dive in and see what I actually picked up and what meals I'm planning to make, starting with my frozen bits. Got quite a few frozen bits this week. My freezer was looking far too empty. First up, you guys know I love the 4 for £5 deal in Asda. I've saved so much money shopping this deal in the last few months. So in the 4 for £5 deal, I got 2 of the 2 crispy tempura battered chicken. So I've got 4 in total to feed 4 of us. I'm going to use this for a katsu style curry this week, which I'm really excited about. And also in that offer, I picked up 2 lots of the 2 extra large fish cakes from the Young's Chip Shop range. Absolutely love these. Me and Ava have had them before and they taste amazing. So I'm going to do some fish cakes with some chips and some frozen peas, because for some reason I've got so many frozen peas in my freezer. I'm trying to think of dinners that use peas to use them up. So yeah, so I'm just going to do some peas from the freezer, chips and fish cakes for a really nice midweek dinner. Also in the freezer I've got some other meaty options. These were £3.88 each. There's quite a few that are that similar price. It's such a random figure, £3.88. But we've got 8 minted lamb koftas. I'm going to do these in some pita breads with some salad and garlic sauce. That's going to be delicious. And then I've got a pack of 8 beef burgers by Asda as well, and these are going to be in some buns with some french fries. Nice easy sort of Friday night dinner that. Then got a 1.5 kilo bag of crispy french fries. These were £2.20. Absolutely love these. They cook really nicely in the air fryer. And then the last thing for the freezer is a little treat for us and also my mum this week. My mum's gluten intolerant, so I thought I'd treat her this week to some free from gluten donuts. These are in the frozen section at Asda, and oh my gosh, when I tell you these are incredible, it doesn't do it justice. Like, if you cook these in the air fryer on 200 degrees for 5 minutes, they are incredible. They're soft, they're sugary, they taste like they've just been cooked at the carnival. Like, you know when you get like the hot donut stands, sometimes they smell like them, they taste like them. Honestly, incredible. Love these. But yeah, my mum's gluten intolerant, so she doesn't get donuts all that often, so I thought I'd treat her this week, and also me and the kids as well. These were £1.45 each, so a little bit of an expensive treat, but I thought it was worth it. And yeah, that's all my frozen stuff guys. I'm going to pop this away in my freezer now, and then we're going to jump into the chilled items. Starting in the chilled section with my fruit for this week. I've got 6 bananas for 94p. Got the Asda's Just Essentials apples for 99p, 6 in here. And also 600 grams of strawberries for £2.96, the best price at the moment, and so fresh and delicious. I'm loving strawberries right now. Got some extra milk this week because I've been drinking a lot of iced coffees and I needed some extra milk this week. We've got 6 pints of whole milk for £2.40 and a 6 pint of semi-skim milk for £2.40. Also got 6 medium free range eggs for £1.80. Then for our chilled meat options for this week, I feel like I've got a lot of meat this week for my money, which I think is really good. First up, we've got some bacon. We've got 2 for £3 on our bacon rashers, and you get 10 smoked back bacon rashers in each packet. I'm going to use these for some pasta salads, and I'm also going to use them for a sort of fry up style breakfast. I'll use the eggs, scramble those eggs up, serve beans and hoops on toast with some bacon as well. One of my favourite meals since I was a kid. Absolutely love that dinner. But yeah, 2 for £3 on the bacon. 8 pork sausages by Asda with a pork content of 72%, which I'm always really impressed with. £1.79 for this pack of sausages. I'm just going to do some sausage and mash, and again try and use up some of them frozen peas that I've got in the cupboard as well. So yeah, sausage, mash and peas, and then some onion gravy to go with it. I've then got 500 grams of 20% fat beef mince, and this was £3.25. I'm going to make a homemade spaghetti bolognese with this week, and if you want to see my recipe for that, then definitely check out last week's meals I made this week video where I show you exactly how I make my homemade spag bowl. And then lastly, for my meat options, I've got this pack of meatballs, and these are 12 beef meatballs. We have 86% beef in these, and these were £3.74. These are actually going to be used for Ava's lunches this week. Her iron levels are quite low, so we're trying to increase her iron intake in her food, so I thought this was going to be a great way for me to add some extra iron throughout the day and pop some sort of red meat into her lunches. And I'm just going to cook like 2 meatballs a day and just add them on the side of her picky lunches that she loves. I then got a pack of 3 brown onions for 95p. Going to be using this for some homemade spag bowl, and I'm also going to be using some for some dal and rice this week. And then I've got a 2 kilo bag of Just Essentials white potatoes, and this is £1.32. Going to be using this to make some like homemade chips and also some mashed potato this week. For salad veg this week, I've got a floret mixed mild leaf lettuce. This is £1.14. 1 whole cucumber for 99p. 1 loose red pepper for 70p. And then some vine ripened cherry tomatoes for £1.15. Then for the boys' pack lunches this week, a pack of 10 Walls pork sausage rolls. These have really good dates on them. This has 12 days on it. I think it's a bargain, but they're on rollback at the moment. They're normally £3. They're now £2, so absolute bargain. Gonna save myself so much money here. Then got a pack of 6 Baby Bells for £1.75. 10 mini pepperamis for £2.86. And then 2 packs of Wildlife Variety tube yogurts, and these are £1.08 each. And then the last item in the chilled section, I've got some prawn toast, which I thought would be a nice side to go with our katsu curry this week, and these were £2.14. That's all the chilled items I have, guys. I'm gonna pop these away in my fridge now. I don't have any non-food items this week, so we're gonna jump straight into the food cupboard. For the bakery aisle this week, a pack of Warburton's 6 white rolls, £1.20 to go with our beef burgers. A pack of 6 white pitters to go with our lamb koftas, and these were 50p. And then a soft white medium sliced loaf of bread for 74p. I needed a top up of crisps for the kids, so I've got some Pom Bears. These are for Ava. These are £1.68. And then I got loads of Asda crisps, which were £1 per pack. We've got some variety flavour crisps, which are 2 cheese and onion, 2 salt and vinegar, and 2 ready salted, £1. And then 2 lots of the meaty variety crisps, and we get 2 roast chicken, 2 beef and onion, and 2 smoky bacon in each, and these are £1 each again. And then for breakfast, I've got a pack of Asda honey hoops. These are £1.04. 24 wheat bisques, and these are £1.77. And then some more Heinz by Nature creamed porridge jars. It's a pack of 6 for £3.18. For rice and pasta, I've got 500 grams of spaghetti for 75p, and a kilo of long grain rice for £1.25. Going to be using this for our spaghetti bolognese and this for our katsu curry this week. What I like to do is cook the long grain rice in my rice cooker with a little bit more water, and it gives that slightly sticky texture that I love to do with katsu curry. Then for some cooking ingredients, I've got some garlic puree for 95p to do some cooking with this week, and then I've also got some Sharwood's Japanese katsu curry sauce. This is £2.65. What I'll do is I'll cook up the rice, I'll warm up the sauce, I'll cook the tempura battered chicken, I'll pour the sauce over the chicken and the rice and serve it with a little bit of salad on the side. And that is my version of a Wagamama's. And then as an extra, I've got the prawn toast as a side, and I'll be using the garlic puree in quite a few things this week, but mostly the homemade bolognese is why I got it. And then lastly for the shopping, I've got a tin top up for the pantry. I've got a tin of spaghetti loops for 40p that I'm going to be using in our fry up dinner. 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. These are 46p each. One's going to be used in our homemade spag bowl, one's a top up for the pantry. And then I've got 2 tins of baked beans, which were 39p each. Again, one's going to be used for our fry up dinner and another is going to be put into the pantry. I did get asked recently how I build up a pantry with such a low budget, and it does come down to little things like that. If I've got a little bit of extra in my budget to work with, obviously I set a budget of £80 and I came in at 79.10. Could have got it even lower if I didn't add the extra tins, but it's always good to have that like extra tin added so that we've got a backup for another week. Also with the spaghetti, things like that, I will only use sort of 3/4 of that pack, or like 400 grams out of the 500 grams for our dinner. 100 grams then gets put into my pantry jar, and basically after a couple of weeks of using spaghetti, I then have a whole dinner already in my pantry, if that makes sense. Little bits and pieces like that, and obviously the rice, I won't use all of that rice, so again the rest of it goes into my pantry jar, things like that. But yeah, if you want a more detailed video about managing my pantry and things like that and how I stock up my pantry, then just let me know in the comments, guys. But that is it for this video, and that is it for my weekly food shop. Again, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. I love hearing it. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you really, really soon for another video. Take care. Bye.